simple.
Yeah. You do nothing until this game is over, Will. Ooh. All right. Welcome to That's Good Sports. It's a post-game show, but the game is still happening. I moved it by 5 minutes, thinking maybe the clock would run down to 0, but we've got the Baltimore Ravens at 35 points, the Bengals at 28, after Lamar Jackson just led a really nice, pretty clutch touchdown drive to take a TD lead. This comes after Joe Burrow threw a 70-yard touchdown to Jamar Chase. So far, this game's been awesome. Everything you want in a football game. A lot of huge plays. And now we're seeing if the Bengals can answer. They got one timeout, $1:43 left on the clock. Burrow throws incomplete. So since he's got a 3rd and 10 coming up, and I don't know if they're going to be able to score here. Oh, God. This game is awesome, though.
It's been great. Baltimore erased a 14-point deficit to lead by a touchdown twice here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I was starting to get worried. I was like, are the Ravens even that good? Did we get demolished by a mediocre team last week?
I know.
Not the case.
4 days ago, Burrow on 3rd and 10, deep middle incomplete. 4th and 10 coming up, Joey B. Holy fuck. Yeah, so later tonight, Cole will be joining us from HBTC. We're going to talk a little Broncos Chiefs preview. So Cole will be joining us in like 15, 20 minutes or so. Will and I will kind of talk through this game. We're just waiting for it to end. There's a 26% chance Joe Burrow's able to convert here. Somebody said the game is over. You must be ahead of me. 4th and 10. What do you got, Joe? What do you got, Joe? Oh! It's right at the line.
I'm going to take a wild guess and say they didn't convert.
You're going to say that? You're going to spoil it for me?
Based on what people are telling you.
Let me see. Yoshibash.
It's either, is it Yoshivas or Yosivash?
I don't know. It looks like Lavocious.
Yeah, let's just call it Lavocious.
Oh, that's so close. Yeah. Ooh, were they going to spot that? He might have pulled it in. It looks like a first down. Where's my game cast? That'll tell me.
Plays under review according to Gamecast.
Yeah. Gamecast says 1st and 10. His knee comes down. He's pulling the ball forward. Team? That looks, I would say that's a little short on that view.
I don't know, Jim.
I'm just glad I don't have to make the call, Will.
I wish I had to make the call.
Yeah.
To have that kind of power.
You want the power? You want to be president one day?
No, I just want to be a line judge in the NFL. I just want to be in the chain gang.
I never want to be in a gang.
The right kind of gang.
Actually, I've decided if I'm going to join a gang, I'm joining the Penguins gang. Have you been watching the Penguin, Will?
I have not. I've heard good things, though.
Yeah, it's about as good as a show can get in that genre, and it doesn't feel like a superhero genre at all, which is nice. All right, they're calling it. It is a first down. It's a first down. Yoshivash.
You sound like Sean Connery trying to say
Yoshivash. Trying to say what? Anything?
Just trying to say any word, basically.
I was I think I forget which episode I had his name in. And I know I knew the pronunciation was way different than the way his name was spelled. And I'm like, I'm just gonna say it the way it looks. I think I said, I know it's not lascivious, but that's what we're calling it today. All right, here we go. Burrow on 1st and 10. Incomplete. Looking for Mike Gesicki. All right, so 2nd and 10, 1:11 left in this game. It's got to end before we can talk about it. Gesicki's been pretty good over like the last 3 weeks too. Oof, that's just good defense. You don't say that about the Ravens secondary too often. Joe Burrow 1 yard away from hitting 400 on the night.
Will he do it?
They still have a timeout too. The Bengals. Flags everywhere. We got some flags.
Thank God.
Needed some flags. Who's holding? Offense or defense here? Who's going to hold? God, why does it take them so long to make a call? That looks like pass interference. Illegal contact. We're going to call it illegal contact.
Face mask.
Face mask. I was way off. Shit.
15 yards. Marlon Humphrey.
Marlon. Nice, Justin. Correct, Elliot. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, I see that face mask. Easy to call a face mask when it's not on Sam Darnold. Boom, got him.
Well said.
Oh, he's got Jamar Chase down to the 25. Another flag, though.
Roughing the passer.
Ooh, roughing.
Pretty good night to have, I know nobody cares, but pretty good night to have Jamar Chase on your fantasy team, right?
Yes. How many yards does Jamar Chase have right now?
I think 250 something.
259. Burrow at 418. Lamar Jackson 290 and 4 touchdowns.
Ooh, probably the worst game of the year for the ass man, Derrick Henry.
Yeah. We all got a nice look.
Literally showed his ass out there.
Yeah. We'll take a look at Derrick Henry's butt very shortly. All right, so we got 1st and 10. There's 59 seconds left in this game. The Ravens do have 2 timeouts if the Bengals score quickly here. Joe Burrow has time. Hit as he throws. Corner of the end zone. Overthrows his target. I got Prime Vision on. And it is so nice to watch it from that angle. I like seeing the full field. Bengals at 32% chance of winning. Their odds are increasing with every second that passes. Bring that Gamecast back over here for you. In case you like looking at a simulation of the game. All right, 2nd and 10. What you going to do, Cincy? Quick pass. Looks like it's complete. Jamar Chase, but we got another flag. Got another fucking flag, Will. This is going to be on the Bengals.
It's going to be on Baltimore. Defensive offsides.
Kyle Van Noy. Kyle Van Noy gets the call. Is that the 2nd or 3rd penalty on this drive for the Ravens?
I believe that is number 3.
Is that the 3rd penalty? That's really that's one of the things you just don't want to do in this situation.
Yeah.
Besides not covering Jamar Chase, which they did on the previous drive.
Oh, they're really just running through all their options on what not to do.
Boom.
Oh.
I just brought in Cole. Bye, Cole. Oh, Chase Brown down to the 5-yard line. Just kidding. Hello, Cole.
This game is insane. I'm
Dude.
watching.
Who do you want to win?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, but I
There's
feel like
benefits of
Chiefs
both to
fans
me.
really dislike Bengals fans. So I feel like you'd be kind of pulling for the Ravens a little bit. Oh, Cole just saw it. He's ahead of me.
I won't say nothing.
You
Good
can tell me.
God.
The Bengals scored?
No.
Is this going into overtime? Do we got to watch
He's
this
so
overtime?
freaking good, dude.
What are you going to do, Joey B? Come on now.
He's so good.
Burrow. Oh, what a fucking catch by Jamar Chase. Holy crap. Oh,
You have
were right.
one
That is
job.
good.
Guard Jamar Chase. One
Nice.
job.
Does Joe want to go for 2? Is he saying 2? Or is he
They
saying
could.
is he saying shout out to the devil? What's he doing here? Is he telling children to worship the devil, or does he want 2 points? Oh,
after what-
yes, I love it. Don't fuck around, Cincy.
After we saw it at Todd Bowles on Monday night,
Yeah, love this. And the difference here, too, is like I would trust the Bengals to be able to answer if this game went into overtime. All right, 2-point
Game has
try.
been awesome, man.
They're going for the win. Love it. Love it. Guys are running in motion. A lot of motion. Too much motion. Oh, my God. Stop the motion and just – don't – what are we doing? Are you – no play. No play. Trying to get a look at the defense. Didn't like the look. I think if you get the defense to false start on a 2-point play, it should just be an automatic touchdown. What do you guys think?
Automatic
Saturday.
first?
No, if you get the defense to jump on a 2-point play, automatic touchdown.
Oh.
automatic
Add a
touchdown, or
wrinkle.
automatic 2-pointer.
Oh, no, yeah, automatic 2-point. You get the 2 points, not a touchdown.
Okay. Well,
Where'd that go?
I don't know if that'd be even more interesting.
You get him to do like the dumbest thing in that situation. All right, Cole's reacting, and I don't know if it's good or bad because he didn't say who he wants to win or lose. I'm guessing he doesn't really want the Bengals to win, so I'm going to say this is converted here. Yoshi Bosch. Burrow on the 2-point play. Oh, it's incomplete. Oh.
Never mind. They should have kicked it.
They should have definitely kicked it.
They should have played
Wow.
for overtime.
You never not take the points. Oh. They wanted pass interference. I've never seen a man want pass interference so bad in my life. Was that Hudson?
Wow.
Let me see. Does he get
Man.
interfered? All right, let's see here.
There was a little
Yeah,
contact.
Hit. Oh, he flopped a little bit too to try to get the call. Not Hudson, the other dude on the other side. Hudson, I think that was good coverage. All right, Bengals are going to try an onside kick, but it looks like the Ravens are going to win this one.
It's so tough because, like, they say take the points until you go into overtime. The Ravens win the toss, and then Joe Burrow doesn't see the field, So it's like you go for 2.
Yeah,
Man,
there's no
that's
right
insane.
answer. There's no right answer. I like the ballsy call just for the moment. I think it makes the moment better. I think
gosh.
it depends on the team. I think the Buccaneers, to me, that was it was dumb to not go for it. Bengals, I would say either way.
If you're on the road, I think you have to go for it.
He got hit in the face mask again on the 2-point.
What's that?
And that Joe Burrow on the 2-point conversion attempt got hit in the face mask.
Oh, did he? Oh, they're going to show
Hard.
the replay
You'll
right
see it.
now for me.
You'll see
You're
it.
a little ahead of me. Let me see.
Wow, another miss though.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
The refs
That should
really
have been a redo, right? Like down at the 1.
no, it should be automatic 2 in my world.
Wow, dude.
Damn. So we've
That's
seen that
not
happen to
going good.
Darnold twice and now Joe Burrow. And I think, like,
Wow.
as a Chiefs fan, I think you support that being called, since Tom Brady got tapped on the shoulder and it screwed you guys in the AFC. That
Good
might
old
be
Chris
one of the
Jones,
worst calls
that was
ever.
a bad
But
call. I mean, I feel like you need to call that. They hit him right in the face.
yeah, that was
How do
pretty
you not
egregious.
call it?
I don't know. Wow. Anyway, that was a great finish. Bengals are going to lose 34-35, which sucks for the Bengals, sucks for Bengals fans, because they played a tremendous game. But Will's right. I'm glad that the Ravens won because it makes the Broncos' loss look a little better. But the reason I was rooting for Cincinnati in this game is because I want the Steelers to win the North, and I want the Broncos to come in as a wild card, and I believe the Broncos have a chance to be the 7 seed. The Steelers could be the 2 seed, and wild card weekend Steelers Broncos game, assuming the Chiefs would finish in first place. That's what I want to see. That's my new goal.
My God,
You guys have nothing to
Football
say
is
to that.
incredible, man. I'm still kind of shook up on this game. Football is just so insane. The different scenarios that could play out, and just what you're saying, like the Steelers, man, that's a whole different convo, but they look pretty good. Russ is he's really cooking. And then they got Mike Williams now. Yeah, that's intriguing over there.
Yeah, I like the idea of a Russ Broncos playoff game.
It would be
That'd be fun.
be so fun.
It might put Carmi through college. Just that game alone.
It could. All right, George. Yes, I'm here as your sports honky. Let's get through this and do some believing that your donkeys can beat Darlene from Roseanne and Mrs. Swift. Darlene from who's Darlene in this scenario?
Oh, I forget her name, but the kid. She's the kid on that show.
No, I know that. I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, Mahomes.
Mahomes is Darlene?
Yeah, I think so. I've seen that comparison before.
Interesting. I would have not. I would have not have. Went that way.
Yeah, pull it up. Jamie, pull that up.
Young Jamie, help us influence an election, young Jamie, please.
Actually, I googled it. I can. Yeah, you can kind of see it for sure. Much lighter.
What are you talking about, Thomas? The game, this show, or Roseanne? If you're talking original Roseanne, you are wrong, my friend. That is a great television show, and anybody who disagrees with me is wrong. Go back and watch Roseanne. It holds up. Anyway, Cole from How About Those Chiefs is joining us tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about this game. We're going to preview Broncos Chiefs. We've been streaming for 18 minutes as this game winds down. I did a horrible job introducing Cole, but you got to check out Cole's YouTube channel. He covers everything Chiefs. And even though I hate the team he covers, Cole is a very good YouTuber. He is he's got a great coffee blend, and his beard is very nice. That's a lot of nice things I said about you, Cole.
That's pretty good. I like.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if I'm talking about somebody from a different team, like the Bengals. I say, yeah, Jamar Chase, he's like a really good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
He makes good plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good. That's what I was shaking my head at on that 2-point conversion, man. Jamar Chase, that guy is unreal. Like I got to tip my cap to him, and I got to tip my cap to you, Perna. Thanks for having me on here. You've helped me out since the beginning. You had me on your show, GPS, when I had like 20,000 subs, and we're at 250K now.
Damn.
But you kind of helped me at the beginning. People were like, "Oh, I didn't even know your channel existed." I found you through Brandon, Perna, and Grassi. So I just appreciate all the love and support you've shown me. Probably even in the back of your mind and slightly in spite of just me covering the Chiefs. But no, I always appreciate you, man. And
no, you're grinding. You're making great videos. And now I own 10% of everything you do. So you don't know that yet, but legally you will be getting the documents. The documents will be coming. The Bengals are at the breakup phase with Zach Taylor. It feels like that. Bengals fans. I don't know if the Bengals are actually there, but Bengals are they might be. Oh man, they are a fun 4-6 football team. I still think they can get in the playoffs. They've got a really tough stretch right now. This game, let me just go through my notes here and see if I miss anything. They had 5 tries on the opening drive to score because they got a penalty. They ran it in with that extra attempt there. That was after the Ravens challenged a 2-yard throw that they lost. Everybody made a big deal about it, but it was the first drive. I don't really give a fuck if you challenge anything on the first drive. I don't care about losing that timeout in the first half. Like, you just save that other challenge in case you really need it. Was not a big deal. Khalil Herbert on his first carry fumbled the ball. That sucks. That just sucks for him. And then later in the game, Chase Brown fumbled. Lamar Jackson moves to 10-1 against the Ravens now. I'm hoping he gets to fucking 19-1 so that Mahomes is not the only guy people are talking about to have a disproportionate record against a team that he plays against. Ravens lost Kyle Hamilton at the end of the first half with an ankle injury. He never returned. Didn't matter because they still won. And then basically right before halftime, Bengals scored a touchdown. And was that when we had the weird scenario with the interception that his foot touched twice, but then his other foot didn't come down until his first foot kind of touched out of bounds?
This hasn't happened that I can remember in the last 2 decades of football, and now it happens twice a week.
Yeah, it's happened 3 times now.
Yeah.
And what are your guys' thoughts on that rule? Because we had the George Pickens touchdown where he was in the middle of the end zone. That's what's weird about his foot comes down twice, and he probably had another 3 or 4 yards, and he was pushed out of bounds. That one looked like a touchdown. Looked like a touchdown by every way you would judge a touchdown, but by rule it wasn't. And then a week later, we had Garrett Wilson get the same foot down twice, but then his shin touched. And if you get a shin down, that's the same as 2 feet. And then we had this tonight. Are you cool with it just being 1 foot tapping twice, or is that lame? Is it lame to want that?
I feel like it's happened enough. You might start getting it looked at and at least talked about for next year. I think Will laughed at the thing that is everyone's kind of debating. If one shin is good, why isn't 1 foot tapping twice good?
Yeah.
So
Exactly
that's
what
probably
I was
the
gonna
weirdest
say.
thing to me, man.
Yeah. And I don't think 1 foot coming down should count as a catch, but I think the degree of difficulty of tapping the same foot twice is the same as tapping 2 toes down. So I think
you need to what constitutes the foot fully coming off the ground.
Yeah.
Is it still grazing the turf? Do you have to see separation between the blades of grass? I don't know. Either way, Rex Ryan's getting really turned on in this conversation, but
yeah,
I think if you can tap it twice, I think that's good to me.
Yeah, I think it's something something's gonna come up just because we've seen it 3 times now, and they're all in the end zone too. And
Right.
That's what's made it crazy. Anyway, the Ravens didn't get that interception. Bengals score 3 and out after halftime, and then we got our first bomb to Jamar Chase. It was a 67-yard touchdown. He had a 70-yard touchdown, and looked like the Bengals might start to run away with it. And then Chase Brown fumbles, and then after that, it was kind of like the Ravens took over, and they started to play. They started to play a little more balanced football. I think up until that point, Derrick Henry only had 6 carries for 22 yards. He gets 10 more, as you can see here, finishes with 68, gets the touchdown. We see Lamar just do some insane things. It's so hard to sack. He is like a video game. He ran to the 1 yard line on a play that looked like he should have been sacked 3 times. Then Derrick Henry scores.
Madden.
Yeah. And then there was an 84-yard touchdown to Tylan Wallace. And I want you guys to be very honest here. Did either of you know who Tylan Wallace was before that play?
Yes.
You did, Will? Who is Tylan Wallace?
He went to Oklahoma State.
Nice.
Also, he had the walk-off punt return against the Rams last year in overtime.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah. But this was his, I think someone said he had more yards in this game than the previous 3.5 years of his career.
Yeah, let me look up his stats right now. What did Tylan Wallace have this season even? He had Oh, this is kind of hilarious. He has 0 receptions all season, guys, except in one game. In one game, he had 2 catches for 31 yards, and that was in the Ravens overtime win against the Bengals.
Nice.
No way.
So he shows up for the Bengals and the Bengals only.
It is hilarious that they traded for Deontay Johnson, and then suddenly Tylan Wallace becomes the next coming of Jerry Rice.
Yeah. Hold on.
Insane,
Let me try and fix this now. All right.
There we go.
Hey, Cole, when you're doing your streams, do you have somebody else running your stream now? Or do you do that?
Yeah, I do. For the scoreboard, yeah.
Yeah.
Remote,
I've noticed that.
thank
It's
God.
really cool. It looks nice. You can just focus on the game, and you got the graphics coming up.
They built it from scratch using code, and it's embedded from a website that they built. It's 2 of my mods. They went insane, bro. They spent dozens of hours and made this thing. It's unreal. So it's not. I can't take credit for anything. I didn't.
No, but it looks great.
It's unreal. So
that's pretty tight.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, I have a question for you guys. Who's more in the hot seat, Lou Anarumo or Zach Taylor? Because I feel like Joe Burrow and company just keep balling out in these games.
I'd say Lou probably. I don't know. There's always that canary in the coal mine, but before a long time head coach gets fired, usually they kind of try to shake things up and fire an assistant to see if that'll spark things before they make a more drastic move. But realistically, it's the Bengals, so probably neither of them get fired, before the next presidential election.
400 yards and 4 touchdowns. I'm like, as a Chiefs fan, I'm like, all you can do is tip your cap. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Him and Chase, it's a special connect.
Yeah, no, Jamar Chase is, when he's just playing at his best, he is so fun to watch. The big plays between him and Burrow are ridiculous. And I think this is we're just seeing what the Ravens' flaw is. And you had
It's a pretty big one.
Yeah, and even in the Broncos game, obviously Denver only scored 10. But if Bo Nix hits a couple opportunities he had in that game, you would have seen those big plays in that game, even if the Broncos still lost. You'd be like, oh, but the Ravens secondary gave up 2 40 or 50-yard touchdowns that could happen in that game. Well,
they couldn't cover Bo Nix too.
No, and that's true. You better watch out, Cole. Our quarterback's starting to do some cool shit that might be on Mahomes' level. Has Mahomes caught a touchdown pass in his career yet?
I don't actually know off the top of my head. I don't think
Bo
so,
Nix
but
is
I'm
better
probably
than
wrong.
Mahomes.
I feel like
probably not.
Dude, Bo Nix, wide receiver 1. And who threw the pass again?
Cortland Sutton, baby.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
2 for 2 on the year.
Yeah, man. I troll more on Twitter than anything else. I am not real on Twitter, just like most people. I think Bo Nix is just getting better. Probably the second best rookie of just aside from Jaden Daniels. I mean, he's looking better.
I'll take that.
He's very slippery in the pocket. He's going to be frustrating. I guarantee you, Chris Jones and others that Spags will send, they're going to get close at times, and I think they'll get to him a little, but he's going to slither out other times, it's going to be pretty frustrating. Not Lamar level frustrating, but I mean, he can move, and that's something that you're going to have to watch.
I think Bo does a lot of little things that you're not really going to notice well, that a lot of rookies might not do well. And there's so many like positives with Bo Nix, and I think Will and I are kind of waiting for like that game or two where it feels like everything comes together, and like everything that's not working isn't even on him, because there's some games where Troy Franklin's wide open and Bo Nix hits him right in those hands, and he's dropped it. Last week against the Ravens, it was Bo missing those throws. And like what I'm hoping is that if it continues and Bo Nix is good, which we're all hoping he's very good, that if we look back at this season and look at a game and go like, oh shit, there was some things he was doing really well that I was not really paying attention to. And I draw that back to Mahomes' first start against the Broncos. It was the last game of the season. He played like fine in that game. And I remember like watching that game live, and I was just annoyed at a bad season. And then Will and I did the video about we hate Mahomes, but we respect him. And like I rewatched through a lot of that game, and I was like, "Oh fuck, he was doing some incredible." There's like 4 plays in that game where I should have
3 or 4 of them where
I should have paid attention during that game to go, "Oh shit, this guy's got something there." And I'm hoping, like, upon reflecting, I feel about Bo Nix with some of the games where I'm maybe just missing something because the Broncos lose, or like I'm bitching about something else, and then I'm moving on to the next week and not paying attention.
I feel like that's the best thing to do anyway these days. Like, just look at the stuff that you see. Okay, you can take that and learn and grow from that. Just, I don't know. Stats are overrated half the time. Like, I understand Mahomes is not having his best statistical season. He didn't last year either. But like, all that matters is you will your team to game or like close games and get the W, or try to get the W. Or in your case with Bo Nix, it's like, is he doing things that you're like, okay, he's only a rookie, but I like what I'm seeing here, and he can take that and kind of grow and expand on that in future years. Because Bo Nix he's thrown out to the wolves, man. I mean, Mahomes sat for a year in the system, you know, and his first game was week 17 or whatever it was at that time, and he had all that time to sit, and I do think it helps. But Bo Nix is only getting better. I do think he's going to have a headache against Spags and company for sure. Yeah. But I will say he just needs to look into our secondary and say, okay, where's Trent McDuffie? Okay, who's opposite of Trent McDuffie? Okay, I'm gonna throw that way. Not that
why you guys wanted a corner?
Yeah, Jalen Watson was CB2 and he's out for the season, and like we already don't have Snead, so he's out for the season on IR, and so we have Najee Johnson and Joshua Williams and like Chris Roland Wallace. Najee Johnson was in the concussion protocol, I think. So he missed last week. He probably will play this week, but all 3 of those guys are still like, they're still like seeing who's the guy after Snead, who's gone, and Jalen Watson, who's on IR. So they are the ones getting targeted the most. Like McDuffie is not really getting targeted, and then it's just whoever's opposite him.
Yeah, I'm so glad you guys didn't get Marshawn Lattimore.
I don't know. It feels like you guys will just find some undrafted guy off the street next week that plays 60 snaps in the Super Bowl.
It's probably not even an undrafted guy. It's just probably a dude sitting in free agency like Kareem Hunt. And then you watch him play for 2 weeks and like, why didn't anybody pick him up? Why didn't the Raiders pick up Kareem Hunt? Right? It's probably one of those guys.
Or the Cowboys.
Yeah, or the Dallas. Yes. Another team that could have used his services.
Brett Veach was never paying a third, a fourth, and a late round swap for Lattimore, dude. There's no way.
Yeah,
I'm
you
happy
guys don't
for the
need
Commanders,
it.
But
you might not win the Super Bowl because of it, but you don't need it. And I can just hope you don't win the Super Bowl at this point. Is there something about like Kansas City right now? Like when I watch them, and I've watched a good amount of the games this year, it feels like last season, except they've learned how to actually grind through games Like they did that last year. They lost some of those games. They were kind of figuring it out. This year they have the blueprint. Now they got DeAndre Hopkins. That looks like it's going to make a big difference. So they learned to play a different style of football last year. We all thought this was the year they weren't going to win the Super Bowl last year, and then they fucking went on and won it. You're sitting at undefeated right now. Is there something about this team you're like, this is the thing that's going to cost us a playoff game? Or are you just like, I trust like everybody in this stupid organization so much that even the thing I'm worried about, even if it's still a problem in the postseason, they'll mask it with efficient or great play in some other area. Give me one thing I can be like, that's going to get them, Cole.
Yeah, I probably sound delusional, but I feel way better right now than any time at last season. But I think if I was to really give you one thing, it was going to be the injury bug. And I'm not wishing any more injuries on the Kansas City Chiefs, but they have lost. Like an underrated aspect about the Chiefs is their ability to stay healthy like late in the seasons. I'm talking like in the playoffs. They're still most of their starters, 90% are still starting and they're still playing. They're still healthy. You just look at what they've lost this year health-wise. I mean, it's a lot of players. Yeah. And they're winning these ugly games. They just keep adapting and evolving and trying to find different ways to win. They're basically a run. They're like a run, almost a run first team for the first time in the Mahomes era. It's almost 50-50. And it is really wild to see that. I just think with DeAndre Hopkins and with Juju coming back in a couple weeks, with Hollywood Brown potentially being able to return in January, I think the biggest thing for me is like, can we just hold on with who's here and not lose any more to serious injuries? Because then I'm going to get concerned. If you want me to give you a legit thing other than that, like I am concerned about the left tackle spot. I mean, that is definitely been a problem. The interior trio is great. Jawan Taylor, when he's not effing getting flagged or doing something to commit a flag or whatever, was the most flag guy last year. He's like tied for 6th most flag tackle this year, even though he's got a couple without flags, and a lot of people were upset about that in the game. A lot of people were upset about that in the game.
Flags.
I was upset because it's the Chiefs, but I'm
over here like, man, if they just would have flagged the guy. Here's the thing. If they would have flagged and the Chiefs moved back 5 yards, they still win. Yeah. They're going back to 2 or 3 other plays, and they're going to say, well, they missed that one. So it is what it is. But I am concerned about the left tackle spot a little bit. Like Wanya Morris was not the starter until Kingsley got worked over by Trey Hendrickson, who's a freaking dog, by the way. And Trey Hendrickson single-handedly lost Kingsley Suamata'ia's starting spot, and it's been Wanya Morris ever since. That's a concern a little bit, and I know we're talking down the road for the Chiefs, but that's also my concern for this Sunday is the combo of the left tackle spot, how good Denver is in their D-line, top 3 in pressures, number 2 in sacks. Yeah, they are very good. And then Mahomes' ankle is I thought he died.
I knew he didn't.
Over. No, you knew that?
I didn't tweet it because just in the slight
chance that it was real.
Tiny percent chance he was actually hurt. But I was going to tweet it immediately. Like, he will be recovered from this in 5 minutes, guys. Just don't worry about it. And I would have been right. Unless he is like on a stretcher, I am not going to believe that guy is going to be out for more than a week. Like I watched his knee dislocate on a quarterback sneak. He has one weakness. He can't do QB sneaks. And
that does suck.
Like, oh my God, his career might be over. And he was like, fuck you guys. I'll be back in 3 weeks. I hate it. He's got those bendy ligaments. The doctor's like his ligaments are too bendy.
I think he was scared. I think he was scared more than anything because that pain that he felt when he did that in the game was reminiscent to the pain he felt in the Jags game. It wasn't as bad. What's up, Beezums? Here's the thing, man. I recognize that we are in the golden ages, but I've been a Chiefs fan long enough to know that we had a lot of years where we weren't good. So like I can troll around about Bengals fans and other stuff like that, but I've been there. So I already know what it feels like at the same time. But yeah, with Mahomes' ankle, I think he was scared. He felt that pain before, and once he's like, okay, calm down, he's like, the trainers were like, you need to walk off with this, because Mahomes like, I'm just gonna walk off. They're like, no, we want to walk you to the tent or whatever, and then look at you. But that's a concern, like how good Denver's pass rush is in their line, and Mahomes is not gonna have full mobility in this game. He'll still move, but like he's not gonna be the kind of magician at all times like he normally is against pressure. So
he's going to be fine.
You don't think he's going to have any problem against y'all's D-line like at all? He got sacked 4 times last week.
No, he might have some issues, but I don't think it'll be because he's slowed down at all. I think he moves so smartly. Like,
yeah,
he doesn't utilize his speed.
Yeah,
you guys are asking me to come up with a concern, so I was just trying to say that's probably my like looking on paper
and
at
I'm
the
just
Broncos,
here to
the
say
Chiefs.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Okay,
Cole.
well that's fine.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah,
No,
disagree. You're
left
not
tackle.
concerned.
That could be a mismatch. It's hard because I think like if the Broncos had played a respectable game against the Ravens, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe we can take advantage of that. But I think, and maybe you can offer a different opinion, Will. Like,
yeah,
after last week, I have to be sold again on the Broncos being able to compete with anybody. I think they've overachieved a little bit in some areas. They've been a very good football team on defense and special teams. The offense has been coming along, but now I need to be convinced to believe again, just because I've been hurt so many times.
I don't know. Like, I think they just ran into a really good team in the morning game on the East Coast at Baltimore. Like, they were kind of in it for the first, 1.5 quarters of that game, and then it just totally snowballed on them.
Sure.
I really like. Obviously, you want to be more competitive, but they've never played well in Baltimore historically. I think we put in the script they've only won there one time since 1996. I don't know. I don't like. All I took away from that is that they're not like at the elite level in the AFC, which was not surprising. Like, I think we all probably could have said that ahead of time. And with the Chiefs, like, I don't know, they're obviously not at the Chiefs level, but it's a divisional game, and for some reason they always kind of cluster together and they play pretty competitive games.
Yeah. Even in like they played them well a bunch of times during that long drought, but they've got to win me back. This is 97 fantasy points between Burrow and Jamar Chase. Fuck. That's a lot. Here's a question for you, Cole. Is there a chance Spags leaves, takes a head coaching job somewhere?
I hope not. And they extended him for multiple years. I'm kind of just hoping. Say that again. When? Just this past offseason?
Ah, no.
Bro, they extended him. They extended Joe Cullen. They extended Brett Veach, Mark Donovan, Andy Reid. I mean, I'm so sorry, but it's not looking good for a little while. But that's a good question. I'm just going to hope that these organizations that are looking for new coaches, they just see how many teams making it to the Super Bowl are getting there with offensive-minded coaches, and they just keep overlooking Spags. I mean, obviously he had a stint at a head coach for a couple years with the Rams a while back, and that was set up to fail. Nobody was going to succeed there. So, I mean,
was that the same year we took Josh McDaniels?
I think it was a year earlier, because I think he got that like right after the 2007 Giants season.
When was that?
It was 09 to 11.
No, so that was
with the Rams.
Was McDaniels 08?
Yeah.
Did I just remember wanting Steve Spagnuolo as the Broncos head coach. So I felt like it was in
maybe you're right, yeah.
And then it didn't work, and I was like, okay, maybe that that was for the best. But I feel like he's a guy who's realized he's really good at being a defensive coordinator, and he should just do that because he can make a lot of money doing something he's really good at. And he tasted what it's like to be a head coach, and he's like, you know what? I don't fucking need to do that. And I think there's a lot of coaches like that in the NFL, but they got to learn the hard way. And I'm just hoping there's an outside chance.
I've got kind of I don't know if it's a hot take, but I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Steve?
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know if that's been thrown around before.
He's the only assistant coach to win multiple rings with more than one organization as an assistant coach. As an assistant coach, I believe.
How many
or as a DC.
Are in the Hall?
I don't like any.
I don't know if there's any. I think he'll be the only one. First one.
That's fucked up. That's why they all want to be head coaches. They can't get in the Hall of Fame.
That's
why Mike Shanahan can't even in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Maybe he'll get in this time. Maybe
his son will probably get in the Hall of Fame before he does with 2 fewer Super Bowls.
Today's episode is sponsored by Underdog, guys. Link in the description. Cole, what's your promo code?
HBTC, but you can use that's good. This is your show.
Yeah, you can. I just wanted people to know.
Bro, I was so close on a 5-legger. I was so close on a 5-legger tonight. I had Burrow higher than 1.5 passing TDs, got it. Derrick Henry rushing touchdown, got it. Jamar Chase 6.5 receptions, higher than that, got it. Lamar higher on 235.5 passing yards, got it. Chase Brown needed 15.5 rushing attempts or higher, and he got 13, and it was the fumble, I think, that screwed it.
Yeah. That was a 5-leg?
Yeah, I always try to go for 5s. I'm just like,
I
just want the multiplier to go up.
Yeah, it makes it more fun, too.
It's hard, though.
It is very hard. If you want to win, I suggest sticking to 2 to 3.
Yeah, like that 3.
Play within your means, but if you want to play fantasy, play any of the games, do it at Underdog. We're trying to get to 10,000 signups. We're over 3,000. And if we get to 10,000, I don't have to send Will to prison. That's the new deal.
Yeah.
I have 3,000's awesome, man.
I have blackmail on him.
Yep.
That will put him away for a very long time. And I will have to use it if we don't get 10,000 signups.
You heard it here first, folks.
Oh, look at this. Gifted memberships. Thank you, Nefarious Technology. That's what I used to get the blackmail on Will, too.
I've got a question for you, Cole. Do you ever just get bored
of winning?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, are you ever like, this season's too long? Like,
do you just sort of like, can we just get to the playoffs?
Let's just go to the AFC Championship game already.
Yeah, fuck. That's a good question.
I definitely don't get bored. I think it's just because I've lived in KC my whole life, and I've just wanted them to win for so long. Yeah. I mean, they did win, but like they didn't win in the playoffs. And so that was, I remember when Mahomes won his first ever playoff game, I was like, we didn't have a lot of money at the time. I told my wife I'm buying a jersey. She's like, how much is it? I was like 120. And she goes, what? I was like, I have to. I was like, you don't understand. And I still have that jersey today, but I'm definitely not bored. I think also it's because it's not like the Chiefs are just walking all over all these people. It's like overtime against the Bucks, 1-score game, 3-point game, like down to the wire. Right. Like, I don't know if they're going to win games.
Are those games stressing you out while you're watching it?
Come on.
I don't really get stressed until like the fourth quarter in these games, but I've just seen them. I think the expectation is they're gonna win it, which it sounds insane. I know that sounds insane to say, but that is the expectation. Like, no, I think the Chiefs are gonna win this game. I think the fun part of this season is not fun, but like, so injuries are not fun, but seeing just how they take new players and new pieces and adapt, like bringing in Kareem, bringing in Juju, going to get D-Hop, like just all these different pieces, they just look so much different than you thought. And it's been in the craziest ways, like Rashee Rice, Mahomes put him out for the season. Like, what the hell? That's insane. Just the way that some of this stuff has happened isn't insane. It's unreal. So no, it doesn't get old. But I will say when the Chiefs won Super Bowl 54, that was my first Super Bowl that seeing the Chiefs win in my lifetime. That hit so hard.
Oh yeah.
And then like the L in 55 that sucked bad. And I like scrubbed it from my memory. But then 57 was awesome. I think 58 was crazy because it was back to back.
Now you're just bragging. Now you're just bragging.
If they win 3 in a row, I think I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah,
it's so hard to get there. I don't know, man.
Well,
I'm not
like,
bored. Let's put it that way.
I every ounce of my being is rooting against that. Obviously, if they weren't in the same division as the Broncos, like I don't think I would care as much. It's just one of those things where you're gonna have to deal with Twitter assholes every now and then. Just throw it in your face out of nowhere. Like I could tweet something about Jamar Chase in 2 years, and a Chiefs fan will just be like, 3 in a row, bitch, out of nowhere. I'll be like, wow, I wasn't even talking about Kansas City, dude. I wasn't even talking about your team. Like, I don't want that. But what I have to admire is like they're trying very hard to get 3 in a row. And obviously you would be doing that as a team, but like losing Hollywood Brown and Rice and Pacheco so early, I feel like a lot of teams would be like, you know what? It's just not going to be our year. 3 in a row would have been nice, but we got 2 in a row. We got 3 in like Kansas City's like, we're going to fucking figure this out. Like we'll bring in Kareem Hunt. We'll bring in Juju. Oh, he's hurt. We'll make a move for DeAndre Hopkins. Like they keep doing things to try and compete. And I think from the outside, it's annoying because it's like, you guys are good enough. You're good enough right now. Stop trying to get better when you're undefeated. So I think like, as a fan of the Chiefs, you've got to be really happy that your team is always looking for ways to save a season when you're undefeated. Like that's a crazy situation to be in.
Yeah, I did not see the Chiefs going 8-0. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not see them going 8-0.
Yeah,
I still think they finish. I mean, I guess they could go and only lose 1 or 2, but I had them at the start of the season 14-3, 13-4.
Sure.
You know, you might lose a couple in the West. I don't want them to, but division games are hard, man, and it's not easy to win.
I did see you banging the football on your head.
Dude,
was that an autograph football you said too?
An Andy Reid autograph football. Yeah,
nice.
It's right here. I shouldn't have touched the ball, dude, because that was a stupid idea. But yeah, man, we get stressed over there. I mean, we get stressed. Colinus Pacheco coming back. So end of November, his practice window should open up to return from IR in a couple weeks, probably. Johnny had a banger tweet, by the way, go ultra viral on election day. Holy smokes.
That was
nice.
nice.
My gosh.
It was a good tweet.
It was a banger, dude.
Johnny's got a few in him. He's always got a few in the chamber.
Yeah. Shout out Johnny. Who, if we don't get 10,000 signups, also will be going to jail. So if you guys want to keep him out of prison, you gotta use Underdog. Yeah, it was the Alex Smith, and he said, I'm voting for Alex Smith because he was a great commander and chief.
Yeah.
Of course,
and then later he was like,
wasn't a commander, but
later he's like, people are telling me he was on the football team. It's
like, okay.
You can never have fun. That's the rule.
All right, so
I'm having go ahead, Will. Sorry.
Cole.
This is y'all show. I was just gonna say this. If the Chiefs happen to make it back to the Super Bowl, I already know, like, we all hated seeing the Patriots just keep winning, right? Like, I get it.
Right.
If it's Chiefs Lions in the Super Bowl, 99% of the populace is gonna want the Lions to win.
Yeah.
Like,
does that make it better for you if they win?
I think,
like, knowing everybody's rooting against you, or are you like, guys, I want you to be with us. Like, we didn't win forever. Like, can you enjoy it with us a little bit?
No, I think it's fine now because I remember. I mean, not that, like, a few years ago, that was Mahomes. Everyone was like, dude, we want to see the Chiefs win. They haven't won. Like, Mahomes has got a cool story. He's a class guy. And now everybody's like, I freaking hate that. Like, blankety blank.
I rooted for you guys to beat Brady, and you didn't.
Yeah.
That's how much I hated Brady. Now I want Brady to unretire and play for the Raiders, just beat your ass. And to get him out of the broadcast booth. But that's a different story.
Okay, so obviously Denver this week. Let's just say the Chiefs win. Got Buffalo the week after. Say it's a win. Chiefs are 10-0. At what point? At what point do you start thinking about it? Come on. Be honest.
Dude, I'm just such a realist, man.
The worst thing that could happen,
you guys are already
humanity, is a three-peat and an undefeated season.
Here's why I don't think the Chiefs will go undefeated, because if they win the next X amount of games and lock up the 1 seed, Andy Reid's resting starters. And so maybe that's week 17, 18 or whatever, week 18,
You don't think
game
Carson Wentz
17.
can beat the Broncos?
I mean, he might. Here's my thing: like they might, but like if that's an L to rest starters, like Andy Reid does not care. Like he doesn't care about that stuff,
That'd be interesting. I don't know. I feel like he would do it though.
Come on.
I mean, nobody's ever done it, right? So
Yeah.
I think there is part of me that's like, dude, if they went all the way and actually won it.
Wait.
Dude, everybody.
Let me give you a
Mahomes
scenario.
versus Brady thing gets like there's that whole new level where Brady went 16-0, Mahomes goes 17-0, Brady never three-peated, Mahomes three-peated. Like, I know you guys are thinking about it over there. I know it's popped up.
It's
people are always going to hold the real quick, Perna. People are always, no matter what happens, people are always going to hold the 2018 AFC Championship game and then Super Bowl 55 over Mahomes in regards to Brady, like no matter what he does. So
That's
I don't
why
know
you
if
need
in
this,
some
though.
people's eyes it's ever going to be enough.
Yeah, well, Mahomes should have went out there and played corner for a few series and intercepted him, and then nobody
should have covered Rob Gronkowski a little bit better.
Yeah.
Come on.
Let me give you a scenario, Cole. Tell me what you would rather have: the three-peat this year, but the Chiefs they lose a few games. Or let's just say in, 3 years, Kansas City goes undefeated and also wins the Super Bowl. So they're the only team to play a 17-game season, win a Super Bowl, or they're the only team to three-peat. Which one are you taking?
Ooh, I think three-peat. Both have never been done, but I think the three-peat is insane.
Yeah, that might be harder.
That's wild.
Oh, that might be harder to do, actually, just because in 3 years, so many things can happen to prevent you from doing that.
Undefeated would be great. I'm just like, it's such a hard league to win games.
Yeah.
Like we see teams play and they're like, dude, they should have won. They should have won by like 14 and 15. What the hell is that? They should have won by 14, 17, 21, and they lost. And it's so hard to do it.
Yeah. How many of I know like the narrative for a while was like Mahomes interceptions. How many of those were actually like his fault? Because I felt like I saw like 3 of them and they're like tipped passes at the line or like something weird happened. I'm like, I can't even enjoy this stat because I feel like it's not just him doing stupid shit.
Yeah, so I actually researched this out of curiosity. It was before it's funny, until it happens to the Chiefs, I don't research it, but I don't know to research it until it happens. And then I'm like, well, what's a turnover worthy play? And how many has he had? So heading into last week, so I haven't looked it up since the Bucs win, but before the Bucs win, he had 7 turnover worthy plays and 9 interceptions. Josh Allen at that time had 12 turnover worthy plays and 1 INT. Baker Mayfield had 16 turnover worthy plays and 8 interceptions.
He has the most in the league, I believe.
Yeah. So to answer your question, just in that stat, at least
2 from that stat alone.
At least 2 of them were not.
I saw
him.
both
I think
of those
were the
for
tip
sure.
passes. Yeah, the tip passes. Juju. Some people are trying to put that on Mahomes.
Oh yeah, on the goal line,
on the slant and the goal line. Yeah.
God. Were they trying to say Mahomes didn't put it in the perfect position for him to catch it?
Yeah, they're saying it was slightly behind him, and it was a little bit, but the problem was, and we don't have to go back to that game, but Juju caught it like an ice cream cone. He caught it at the very edge of the ball.
Yeah, it was on Juju, 100%. Oh, interesting, Nefarious. That's a good poll. That's a good
Nefarious with the freaking stats.
See, I don't think the Packers are a good enough team to get to the Super Bowl, but for the statistical history, that'd be a good matchup. Chiefs-Packers. Packers trying to prevent them from being
the first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Very first one.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you guys think, if it's not like, who's giving the Chiefs a run for the money in the AFC right now as it stands to you? I mean, the Ravens.
If the Bengals would have won tonight, I would have said, I think Cincy can do it just because they've proven they can, beat the Chiefs in the postseason. Well. They're like the only team who've done it. But
yeah, I mean, probably nobody. But
I disagree.
Totally
I think it's
honest. Do I think this is going to happen, or like I could see it? I could conjure a scenario. where it could happen.
I'm going to throw it out a curveball.
Don't say
The
Steelers.
Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, be serious,
The
dude.
Chargers can do
Be
it.
serious.
I am 100%.
No, you're not.
Chargers,
How many?
Buffalo Bills. I
Come on.
want to say the Ravens because they can score a lot of points.
I trust the Bills more than the Ravens.
Yeah, Bills are playing really good football right now.
The Bills always they do something just awe-inspiringly dumb or tragic against the Chiefs, whereas the Ravens just kind of clam up and go into a shell against the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, that's also fair. I would like to say the Steelers.
Well, Russ did
God,
beat them.
please don't let
Dude,
it be
if
and
Russ
the
beat the
Steelers.
Broncos and then he beat the Chiefs to take the Steelers to the championship game,
Yeah, all
that would be
forgiven.
insane. That would be just ridiculous. Yeah, I think it's probably just two of those teams, the Chargers and the Bills. That's what I'm sticking with. I think the Ravens, when they're playing their best football, and they didn't play that tonight for the full game, their offense is that good where they were kind of they were like the Chiefs before their defense got insane. You're just how many points do you have to score to hang with them? And they can do it by running and throwing and with Lamar doing crazy shit. So I know their secondary is stupid, but I think the Ravens could still hang with them in the playoffs. I'm not saying those teams would definitely beat them, but I don't think it's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, I've got a hypothetical for Brandon, but Cole, feel free to chime in. Would you trade a Broncos trip to the playoffs for a Chiefs Super Bowl this year?
Oh, fuck. This year? And this year,
the year of our Lord.
this year only, I would trade the Broncos out. Yes. To keep the Chiefs from three-peating, I would miss the playoffs for it.
Okay.
If the Chiefs were coming off just a singular Super Bowl win, I would say no, because I am that deprived of seeing the Broncos in the postseason. I would give you guys back-to-back Super Bowls if I could just win a wild card game and then even lose to the Chiefs at this point. I just need to believe that this team's going to be good and win in the future. And I haven't felt that way for a while. So, but three-peat, Cole's right. That's special. I don't want it. I want it for Cole. Don't get me wrong, Cole. I want you to have that joy. I just don't want any of the people you root for to experience it. Especially Carson Steele. He doesn't deserve it at all.
You don't like Carson Steele because the alligator?
I just picked a random player to throw under the bus.
Oh, okay, I was like, what
I just picked a random guy.
You don't like his alligator, bro?
I want him to get more carries because doesn't he fumble a little bit? He's got some fumble issues, doesn't he?
He's fumbled twice on the year, and I think lost them both. And he's a rookie, undrafted guy. I think once Pacheco comes back, it's literally Hunt and Pacheco, and then P. Ryan alert will come out on third downs.
That's a solid. That's a really great third back to have.
It really is,
Yeah, no kidding.
And he's probably the only guy that has a better beard than anybody on this show.
Dude.
Right now.
Every time I see his beard, I'm like, that's freaking nice. And he
That
was
guy
wearing
fucks.
a helmet. He was wearing a helmet during the game.
Yeah.
All right. We've done a show. This is it. Will, do you have anything left?
No, I don't know. Should we all just go around and say a score?
Oh, yeah. Let's make a little prediction here. Sure. Make it official. Cole, you start.
God. The Broncos are averaging, I know last week was an anomaly, but their defense is giving up an average of about 20 points a game. I think the Chiefs' defense is right around there too. The Chiefs have averaged 28 points a game in the last 4.
Yeah.
I'm probably taking a little bit lower scoring game. Chiefs W. It's a safe score, but 24-17, Chiefs win it. I wanted to say 24-14, Chiefs win by 10, and it very well could happen, but I just feel like the divisional games are so weird. It's probably going to be way, way too close. And can the Broncos win? Of course. Do I think so? No. As long as the Chiefs play a clean game and they don't bless you guys with multiple turnovers, like stay away from PS2 for the love of God.
We don't have Justin
play some
Simmons.
smart
You're
football.
fine.
Yeah, that's
Mahomes' kryptonite.
he finds him no matter what team he's on. It's unreal.
I would trade a
So,
first
yeah,
round pick for Justin Simmons if I were you guys.
Yeah. No shit. That's
good,
okay.
man.
Will, what do you got?
24-17.
All right,
24-17. I'm going to go Denver 20, Kansas City 23. So let's say 23-20 Chiefs.
I'm going to go Broncos win 30-20.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah. And one of those touchdowns is going to be controversial. Very controversial.
In what sense?
That the Broncos got away with one. Oh, yeah. We're getting away with a big one. Penalty.
That's impossible. The Chiefs
Something
get all the
should have
calls. That's
happened.
not happening.
People are going to be like, that touchdown's not real, and it's going to be the backbreaker. Also, Travis Kelce, he will fumble again.
Fair enough.
Does he fumble? Is that an issue, or is it just like kind of like primetime games? There's like a fumble that kind of happens.
That's not really an issue based on his target share. I mean, he
I know
has
that
fumbled.
game was wet and slippery, but I feel like I remember like
you've seen
two
it
or
in
three.
primetime games, like in some key ones, like Bengals games. I just feel like they're very.
And it's not
defensive,
like
man.
he's
They're
like
just
being
so
loose
good
with the ball. It's been like
at-
good
just
hits.
punch it out right away. Bam.
Yeah. All right. Maybe he won't fumble, but he'll do something. He's gonna throw Travis Kelce's gonna throw an interception.
He's done that plenty of
Dude,
times.
if I get
to
that
be
right,
honest.
if Travis Kelce throws an interception in this game,
Gotta clip this.
we got nothing to worry about forever, guys. We're all gonna be okay. Yeah, it's close.
Do you have a Chiefs jersey over there somewhere, or a Chiefs belt still? You still have that?
I got your belt. Yeah, I got that belt. I should send you that belt so you can give it away to somebody.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'd pay for shipping if we want to give it away. Dude, that belt is so expensive, bro. That belt is
expensive.
expensive.
Was $700.
I have it over there. Yeah, it's expensive.
What?
Yeah,
It was the
I had to buy a
stupidest belt I ever
$700
bought,
Chief
bro.
wrestling belt because of
Oh,
clickbait.
like a
Yeah,
like
that
a
wrestling belt.
WWE
My wife goes, "You
belt.
bought what?" She said, "You bought what?" I said, "A Chiefs belt." She said, "It's
Like,
it
don't
was
worry, I'm making that
$600."
YouTube money now.
You gotta stop telling your wife about these purchases.
You gotta have
She's
secrets.
kind of the boss, but
Hey,
I was just gonna say, if the Chiefs lose, I'll wear a Broncos jersey for part of my next video. If the Chiefs lose, so I was like, if the Chiefs win,
yeah.
it's like maybe you should
Dude, I
throw
have
your
the
Chiefs belt on or
Mahomes
something
like
for the.
hair and headband.
Where
somewhere.
can you wear that for part of your one, like your?
I'll wear it for
winners and
GPS.
losers?
I'll wear it for GPS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a good bet. Okay, so Broncos win. You wear what do you wear?
I have a Russell Wilson jersey from when I used to do skits, so like I could wear that in a video
Yeah,
or something.
you wear the Russ jersey. I'll wear the Mahomes hat. That's
Fair
a
enough.
Fair bet. That's the kind of bet I like.
it.
When I make bets
you
with
guys know,
Rossi, it's like I got to watch 70 hours of his videos and
Oh, no,
write a report on it.
Do you guys know Bangalorian, the Bengals, one of the Bengals guys on Twitter?
No, I saw you tweeting to him tonight, though.
Yeah, we're friends. I DM'd him and I was like, "Hey, ignore my comment. I'm just trolling." But we bet on the Chiefs and Bengals game, the last two, and he said if I lose, I'll do like an audio thing to Taylor Swift song, like in a video, and post it on Twitter. He did it this year, and I never saw it, so I was like, "Bro, did you ever post that?" He said, "Yeah, I got DCMA'd by Twitter and banned for 2 days." He got suspended for 2 days on Twitter
That
for posting
sucks.
some Taylor Swift stuff. That was hilarious.
That's weird.
Anyway, that's a safe bet. These are safe bets. The Mahomes hair, Russell Wilson jersey, even though it makes no sense to have that jersey anymore. But fair bet.
Whatever.
I appreciate you guys having me on, man. It's all,
No, thanks
I
for
appreciate
coming.
all that
Yeah,
you do.
thanks for coming on.
Yeah, Cole. Keep crushing. Cole's got coffee at Benchwarmer Shop. I've been drinking it this week. It's really good. Check out his YouTube channel. Subscribe there. and root for Cole's success, just not his team's. Just not his team. Are you worried about like if the Chiefs are like mediocre, like what you're gonna do on YouTube? Have you gotten to that point yet?
I'm definitely not worried. About a year ago, I did start another channel, Cole Breaks the Huddle, and for the past 2 months, I've been dropping videos on it. We're only at like 12,000 subs, but I cover NFL news on that channel. So
That's pretty good.
I am thinking like long term, next few years, just building that up slowly. So it's not necessarily so if the Chiefs start doing bad, but one day Andy Reid will retire, Travis Kelce will retire, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that's going to be a while, but like, yeah, I am thinking ahead to that.
He could
So
pull.
I have started that other channel.
What if he pulls the luck?
Ooh, please no.
I would. That's where I would take.
He
it
would
for
still be one of the
repeat.
best in the game.
Oh, I bless you with the Andrew Luck curse, Mahomes.
Kelsey could retire. That would be a real if the Chiefs three-peat. Kelsey.
Oh yeah,
could
he's
be gone.
old.
That wouldn't do
35.
anything. That wouldn't really move the needle. I don't think.
Noah Gray. Be like, how is Noah Gray
Yeah.
catching 1,400 yards this season? Oh, all of a sudden, Justin Watson, they converted him to a tight end. He's great at that now, too. I think that guy's a tight end every time I see him catch a ball.
He's not. What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
All right. Bye.